Hey, 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 welcome back to yet another episode of your favorite and now award-winning podcast, Charlitas. Today's episode is titled Dating. Thanks, Pame, you're the only one. Dating. Qué miedo. In today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about, obviously, dating and maybe expose some of the crazy, insane, messy stories that we all have. So stick around for the full episode to hear some more spicy stuff.
Let's take a quick pause before we jump back into today's episode. We're excited to share a new opportunity here. We've created a space for local businesses to connect with our community. Check this out.
Hey Charlitas fam, if you haven't been to Provecho in downtown Vancouver, you're missing out. They got new ownership, they've added new dishes, and a whole new vibe rooted in Southern Mexican flavors. So go check them out.
Hey, my name is Alejandro.
And I am Raul, and we are the new owners of Provecho. We have kept the heart of the menu and added some Southern-inspired dishes.
And we've made hospitality top priority. Come check us out.
We're located in downtown Vancouver. See ya.
That was our very first official Charlitas sponsor. We're so grateful for their support and for you, our listeners, for supporting local businesses. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
I am your co-host, Sam.
Alma.
Luis.
Pamela.
Jair.
Happy Halloween. We are dressed as Lin-Manuel Miranda in his role as Alexander Hamilton in his most amazing work he's ever produced. That man is so talented. Lin-Manuel Miranda, if you ever see this, just know I love you so much. And as always, guys, remember, everything that we say in this episode is just based off of our personal lived experiences. So just a little disclaimer before we get into it. Today's icebreaker question is, what is your ideal date?
I have a lot of Christmas TikToks, so something Christmas related. Maybe like making gingerbread houses.
So you
Snowball fighting.
So your date schedule is only open around Christmas time?
She's gonna have to wait like a whole year until the end of the year.
The peak dates will be around that time.
Do you guys know that scene in The Little Mermaid where Eric takes Ariel on that like boat ride?
Yes.
Yeah, if I don't live that down,
La, 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 la,
it's never gonna happen. That's the bar.
With
and if
all-
you can't meet it, it's not gonna happen.
And like around you, like the fish are like.
If you don't get flounder on there, it's not gonna work out.
Wait, does the Disney one count, or does he have to try?
No, he has to plan the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
My ideal date would probably be just like something simple. So, some sort of like activity. Like I like playing soccer. Maybe we could play some soccer for a little bit, just to get the blood flowing or something. Or you know, whatever she wants to do, I guess. And I don't know. I like talking. So it's like if we could find like a really like nice place where we can talk, like it's like a park or a river. I really like the beach, so if we went to the beach, that would also be like great. And then ending it with like listening to music in the car, or just like a late night like drive, you know?
You took mine. I think because I also really like the beach. I think my ideal date would probably involve the beach too, just because like the beach is the place where I feel the most beautiful at. I don't know. I feel like it's such a nice place. But then I also was like, you know what? Like, I feel like an ideal date would be any date where I could be my authentic self, and I don't have to like perform or put a mask on.
I always think about this question. I have so many ideas, but I think my top two would be I would want to dress up like so fancy and like go to like type ball. You know, why are you laughing?
I thought you meant like dress up like how we're dressed up.
This is her ideal date.
Like,
Actually, yes. Yeah, or like go to see like a little concert. Oh, that one too. Like go to a concert and get crazy. Or I have to say this one, at a bookstore, drink some little like nice drink.
I think also I would really enjoy like a home date where like I'm like invited over and they like cook me a nice meal. And then I could be like, your food is so freaking awesome. And then that's how they get me.
Or like home day, but like just stay home and watch movies. We would be watching Twilight. We would be watching Twilight.
Have you guys seen like the thing where like people watch a movie and then they eat, like Ratatouille? I'm like, what if I could do that? But I'm like, wait, if it's too expensive, what if I could just cook it? I need to learn how to cook.
Okay, so we wanted to, for this episode, we wanted to talk a little bit about dating and like how we perceive dating at different stages of our lives. So we're going to start off first with like in the primary grades, you know, that's like elementary when you're like 5 to like 10 years old or 11 years old, you know, like what was dating to you guys?
I remember like my mom and dad would always tease me like, that girl es tu novia, la quieres, like you like her and everything. And I'm like, what does that really mean? And then like as I started going to school, I was like, that girl's pretty. I want her to be my girlfriend.
Hey.
I have a story. I remember like we were playing like this game, like where we hold hands, like the whole class. Then I was holding hands with the girl that I liked. But then we like switched or rotated, and I'm like, it's over.
It's over. Just like that.
It was good while it lasted.
I'm dead.
That's funny.
For me, I didn't really know about dating just because like my parents didn't talk about it, or they'd be like, no pues tener novia, right? But I remember specifically it was like in 5th grade, and I had told my friend about a guy I liked, and back in that time they were doing the, oh, I double dare you to date this person, or like, hey, do you like him? Date him, or whatever. And a girl did it to a guy. A girl did it to my friend about a guy I liked, and she knew that I liked him, and she said, yeah, I'll go out with him. That broke my heart. And then she's like, actually, I don't like you. But she did it, you know. I think she was jealous of me.
Dang.
Yeah. I still know who you are.
Damn.
I think for me, I viewed dating as like a grown-up thing. So I didn't know that people were dating at our age. And I remember in 5th grade, they were like, so-and-so is dating. And I was like, what is dating? First of all, because I felt like I didn't even know the word dating. And I think it might have been because like, you know, English as a second language type of thing. And that just never came up in any context, whether in like the school, like actual like lessons or like with my friends. So when they said dating, I was like, what is dating? Like, what do you mean dating? And they're like boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm like, hold on. We're getting boyfriends at this age? Like, where's mine? And I also like remember this other time where like we were passing notes, and somebody, and like the person who I was passing notes with was like, yeah, like my little sister really wants a BF. And so I was like, oh, like a best friend for real? And then they were like, no, like a boyfriend. And I was like, oh. So clearly my head was not in any of that sort of thing.
I think like my first like experience with it was like, I think I was in like kindergarten or something, or pre-K or something. And my mom, or like I was with my friends, with like 2 other guys. And then we invited 3 girls to the movies. Or, I mean, we didn't invite them. Like our parents kind of set it up. And so like we were both with like a girl, or like we all 3 of us were like with like a girl. It was like a triple date thing, but like I didn't know what it was at the time until the girl that I was with like kind of like explained it to me, and I was like, okay, like I was like, I don't really know what you mean, but I was like we're just watching the movie. So that was like my first experience, and then when I was in like fourth grade or like 3rd grade or something. I remember like I was in Mexico, so it was I think school had ended or something, and a girl like was like, hey, like I need to talk to you. So like she like took me to like the back of the school, and she was like, hey, so here's the deal. She's like, I like you. And this other girl who was like her best friend, she was like, she also likes you. Dang. But like she was, so this girl, it was funny because she was very like she was very not menacing. I don't want to say she was like menacing, but she was always like
Dominant.
Dominant is one way to put it. Yeah, she was very like hardcore, like very intense. Like she would like hit the good guys and like stuff. So she was very like, I don't know, is feisty though. But like, so she was like telling me like I like you. Like she was like, she was like threatening me, kind of like she was like.
She's like, I'm not gonna throw away my shot.
She's like you have. She was like I remember like this. She was like, you have like no say in this.
Oh.
And then I was like, damn. I was like, oh. Damn. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? I was like, I'm locked in forever. Like I was like, there's nothing to do. But thankfully, I think she left me alone after that. I don't remember what happened after that. But yeah, that was like my first experience. Yeah. Shout out
Your
to
first
you.
toxic relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you.
Dang.
Come back. No, just playing. No, I'm kidding. Don't come back.
Wow, Luis, you'll never be satisfied.
No. What? Whoa.
Primary school. I don't mean to brag, but I was a matchmaker.
Hey,
I was the wing woman to my cousin.
you were the right hand man.
That man would say, "Hey, I like her." I'd be like, "Sit down. I'll go get her." I would plan the little scheduled hand holding like dates. You know,
Dang.
that was me, guys. I did that.
Where was she? What exactly? Like, where was she?
And I was like, "Huh, where's my wing person?"
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a deep thought.
I was pretty mature for my age, if I do say so myself.
Okay, buddy. All right.
But yeah, me personally, I didn't experience anything. I just viewed dating as like a high school thing, kind of. I just wanted to get on the monkey bars, y'all.
real.
Personally.
On the swings.
And just hook my cousin up. I was like, hey, I got you. But that's pretty much it. I don't have any interesting stories like Louis.
I also view dating differently as like having a crush, because like, girl, I had crushes. Like if you guys watch her videos, I constantly talk about my kindergarten crush. But did I think about dating? No.
Never. Exactly.
But I was like, I like you.
I threw away my shot.
Wait, me too.
Okay, so that was primary. If we move on to middle school is when it, at least for me, it's when it like really changed things. I was like, wow, y'all really like each other? Like each other? It was crazy. I was like dating. That couple's dating over there. That couple is dating over there. I'd be like, so-and-so. And they'd be like, oh, you know they're dating. And I'd be like, what? What?
Yes, but I think it was after human development that I feel like switched.
You're like, things are getting serious.
Yes. But yes, it was in middle school. Did I date in middle school? Yes, I did. And it was never serious. I feel like in middle school, it was like more known, but still as a playful thing. Was that just me? I don't know.
I didn't date in middle school.
Wait, if my mom's watching this, I didn't date.
I didn't date in middle school, but I remember like seeing all my friends like also be dating, you know? And like she said like I would see couples like at the end of the school day like do their routinely hug like the end of the day.
School bus.
Well, everyone's watching.
No, but I get what you mean about it being like a playful thing. Because I had friends and like they would be dating a person like every 2 weeks, like a new person, right? So it wasn't anything serious and there was no hard feelings because like at the time everyone was dating everyone. I feel like
Real.
like the friend group was like everyone knew each other. They were comfortable with each other.
Yeah, I had a friend who would like have like a new girl like every like other month or something. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then like my brother, who was in high school at the time, I guess he was like trying to get at a girl with his TMI. But I'm like, yo, you should like talk to my friend. Like he has like a girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's a different story.
Off of your point of like human development, you know, wait. Yes, human development. Sex ed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like sex ed in middle school, right? And so I feel like that also like always influences everything, right? Especially dating though, like in middle school, like, when I tell you I was shocked that people liked each other and then they moved on to dating and then they were kissing and then I found out they were having sexual relations. Whoa. I was shook. Like in middle school, I was just like shocked that that was happening. Like, what do you mean we're like 12, 13-year-olds and people are like getting down and dirty?
Yeah, well, you know how like in middle school the school dances started? Mm-hmm. And so, bueno, a mí nunca me pasó, ¿verdad? But like guys would ask girls and that already was like a step towards like dating. And I was like, what? I'm just trying to have fun with my friends.
I was like, whoa, wait, maybe I want to date. It was like kind of like shocking to me. I don't know. I think it's also because like of the way I was raised and like, and my family being like also like, oh, you can't date until like you're out of high school or like you're 30 or, you know? And so it was also like never like a really big thing, I guess, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't like constantly being brought up or anything, or I don't know. Also, middle school me was just like, I think was locked in on actually first finding friends.
My mom had a saying. She's like, how are these kids like dating when they don't even know how to like wash their underwear?
Real. My mom says that too. Yeah, my mom would say that too.
I think in middle school for me, it's when I first like started like really like in my brain, it was like, oh yeah, boys and girls. Like, I don't know, in elementary I was like, oh, we're all just kids. But then in middle school, probably with the sex ed and like even like during gym, you know how like the guys would like separate themselves from the girls, and like that's when I started noticing the difference. And everything started making sense.
Yeah.
But I think that's when, yeah, I grew conscious and I was like, huh, yeah, girls and guys, and they like each other.
Right.
That's interesting because I just thought we were all living on this world.
Right. And that reminds me of like, this is not like dating related, but it just reminded me of like Friday. Do you guys remember that?
What is that?
It was like every Friday, girls would have to like watch their behind so that they wouldn't get like a smack.
That happened?
Yeah.
I would never do that to anyone because that's like sexual assault.
Legit.
Real man.
Guys doing it. I thought it was only guys doing it to guys.
I feel like it was everything. Mm-hmm. If you have a butt.
Like girls would do it to each other. Guys also would do it to girls. Guys to guys.
In our middle school?
Yeah.
Damn. I did not know that was happening.
I think even like once they like put out a warning or something like, if we ever see anybody participate in this. Yeah, I remember that happening. Anyways, that isn't like dating related, but it just like reminded me also of how that maybe influenced. I don't know. Anyways, Luis, any middle school before we move on?
I don't remember much about middle school. I think I remember like yeah, a couple of times like having like situations. I remember we went to like this trip, like school trip, and what's it called? I wasn't with this girl, but we got along really well, and like she fell asleep, and like she like put her head on my shoulder, and then like all the guys like in the bus were like, they're like yeah, and I was like, I don't know, I got nervous, but I was like,
you did that.
It was my made it moment. It was like, oh yep. I don't even think like nothing happened after that, but I just remember that from middle school. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was like when like a lot of dudes were like taking it, like started kind of. It's like you're starting to hit puberty, so like your emotions are really high, and like the dudes. I remember the dudes that were dating, like their life was like a drama. Like it was like a whole thing. Like, I remember like my friends crying, like my guy friends like crying or something like that over girls and stuff like that. You know, they're like, it's over. Like my life is over. Like they were like heartbroken, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my god, it's terrible. but yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah. And then like those toxic and messy relationships didn't stop at middle school. They got worse in high school. Like I remember, yeah, some of those relationships were like super duper messy and like super toxic. In high school dating, I was like, I don't know. I I knew at that point, I knew it was happening. I knew people were doing it, but I feel like I didn't really like care for it as much because I didn't really like anyone in that way, you know? And so I was like, I feel like I don't need to be dating anybody if I don't actually like them, you know? I don't know. That was me in high school for dating. I was like, wait, y'all serious? Y'all actually liked each other?
Do you have something to say? Oh. It's just you leaned in like out of nowhere.
But you know, dating also like it brings those like societal pressures, right? Like personally, you know, I never felt like I needed to date anybody because I never really liked anybody. But then like, you know, the societal pressures came in and then I was like, oh, wait, maybe I need to lock in and actually date somebody because I'm kind of falling behind my peers. And I don't want to be seen like a loser. So let me just say yes to the first person who asks me out. And that's what I did. And I said yes. And like, it wasn't like I hated the guy, you know, but I never like liked the person, you know, like, which sounds like so messed up and it's like so, I don't know, but I enjoyed my time with them, but I feel like I did it because of that societal pressure. Like I just needed to get over like my first like relationship. So I just said yes. And I feel like that is sad. Like I feel like you shouldn't fall into those societal pressures. And you should date whoever you truly like at whatever age, at whatever point in your life. I don't know. But high school, you know, high school's high school. It is what it is, I guess.
I feel like high school for sure got like more serious in that aspect. Like, I feel like when we got there, like I was still pretty much like, I don't know, like compared to like my friend group that I was like with and like this stuff they would tell me, I'd be like, oh my God, dude, like I'm falling behind too. Like I was like, what? I was like, you're doing what? And like, you know, they would tell like they would say all these things and it was like, I was like, what is going on here? So like for sure that did add some pressure for me. Like I felt like, oh my God, like I need to like, or like, am I doing something wrong? Or like, damn it, like I'm falling behind. But like, you know, it's not falling behind, you know, it's just, some people decide to do some things and that's like, you know, for sure it ended up having consequences for them, but you know, yeah, I feel like that's when it got a little bit more serious and like, you know, like especially in those relationships that like get like toxic in like high school. And like again, I want like it's a very like emotional time for like all like the kids because like we're all going through like puberty around that time. So like emotions, I feel like we're always like high into like times 10, like no matter what the situation was. And it was also like a lot of people's like first dating experiences. So like, you know, you would hear or even like you would see, because it was like also very public in high school. Like when you would see like a couple fight in high school, like they'd be like sitting apart from each other. They'd be arguing in the middle of the classroom. You know, it's like, I was like, damn, bro, like it's crazy.
I always find it awkward when like teachers knew you were dating that person. So they'd be like, oh, how are you? And so I was like, whoa. But no, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that, yes, societal like pressures, but also like the media, like movies, they always portray like high school and like high school sweethearts. I did want to live my high school like romance, but I wish I hadn't, or like, cause it was like, I wasn't mature enough. I'm able
to say that I dated that person for funsies because after the fact that I did, you know, like I wasn't aware that I was doing it as I was dating that person. I realized until like after I self-reflected, you know, and I was like, hold on. like, oh, like you literally fell into the societal pressures because I just like didn't like anybody. and so like, I don't know.
You felt like you were running out of time.
Oh. I couldn't just wait for it.
Like
that was good. That was good. I could just wait for like my own media like romance, you know, like my Troy and Gabriella moment. Hello.
I blame them.
No, for real. I like watched it recently and I turned to my brother and I was like, man, this was nothing like high school. I was like, they lied so bad. This is why I had a bad time in high school.
I think for me, high school, so when I got to high school, I like up to that point, I don't think I've ever liked someone in that way. Like you said, it just wasn't like at the forefront of my mind. But when I got to high school, you know, I would see all these like couples and I'd see my friends all like with their relationships and stuff. And I think that's what like, it didn't make me like someone, but it made me realize like it's okay to like someone, I guess. Because at that point, I think maybe I was repressing my feelings for people because I was like, no, school, right? So I think high school is when I let myself open up to that, which looking back, I was like, it was a mistake. I should have waited. Because the first guy I ever really liked, you know, like I dated him. But I think because I was so like entranced by the idea of like liking someone because I never had up to that point, I like, what's it called when you like make someone seem so much better than they are? I idolized him and made him out to be like this perfect person. And that was like really bad because like he wasn't. He was actually not the best, but because, and I feel like this is the case for a lot of people or a lot of like high school, I feel like people get very sucked into like that specific label of high school sweethearts. I feel like I wanted that so bad that I, you know, like what's the word I'm looking for? I withstood like a lot of like the stuff that looking back I shouldn't have, and I shouldn't have dealt with that and I should have let that go. But because I was so hooked on that, like, this is going to work out because you're the first guy I've ever liked and like it's going to be you. And this goes back to like how media portrays romance. Like I wanted my Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky moment. Like we were going to make it to college. But you know, it didn't work out. And like, I wish I would have realized that sooner because it would have saved me a lot of trouble because that was emotional. And yeah, I don't know. That was my high school experience. But I do want to say that I'm very envious of the guys que le agarran sus flores buchones a sus novias. I wanted that to be me so bad, guys. I never got asked to prom or homecoming. I wanted that to be me. I think I was just jealous of everyone, to be honest. I was a hater. I wanted that to be me.
Relatable.
Yeah, the high school sweethearts thing also, like, I used to love it too. Like, I feel like back in high school specifically, I was like, guess that was never meant to be part of my life. I was like, but that's so cute for the people who are, you know, like they get to be with the same person all the time. They don't have to like go through any like extensive heartbreaks or whatever. They don't have to like constantly like show themselves to new people or whatever. I don't know. But then it reminded me of like kind of like also like the same people who are constantly in relationships and then it like I came to the conclusions of like, well, like, do those people know who they are outside of relationships? Like, do they know who they are when they're not with a partner? I don't know.
Do they need to self-discover?
Right. And I feel like with the high school sweethearts, like, I wonder, like, do they get the chance to know who they are when they're not, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like high school and like early college is when you really get to like open yourself up to new things and figure out what you like, what you don't like, and like any aspect, not just relationships. So I also wonder, like, how were they able to navigate that? Or like, how does that work?
Right. Guess we'll never know. But also in high school, like I like the people who were labeled as like players, or the people, or players for guys, and then like more mean words for girls. Like I feel like that also had a huge role, like in dating, like in the dating scene, because like I remember people would be like, "Oh, that's so and so's a player, so stay away from them," or like, "Oh, so and so is easy, so if you want an easy one, get with them." And I'd be like, "Whoa, why are we doing that?" Like that's mean. But I know that labels had like a huge role in that too.
Kind of going back to what you said, like, whoa, people were doing this. I remember like I was cleaning up trash this one time, community service. I wasn't. And then I found like a condom.
Oh,
I was like, oh.
Ew.
Not a
At school? You picked
In
it
the
up?
parking lot.
Did you pick it up?
I don't think so. And then like, I think like another story is like a teacher once told me and like other group of kids that like she found like some kids doing some stuff. I was like, ooh, at the school.
Yeah, that would happen. Like you'd just be you'd be like turning a corner, like trying to get home. Boom, right there. A couple just like
PDA on max.
PDA to the max. Yeah, those couples that used to just like be all up on each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's like in the middle of lunch or something, bro. It's like damn, bro. Like what? Like you're like, oh my god, sorry.
Or like the stories some of our friends would say, I would be like, oh wow.
Yeah, especially, and this is not good. Like that, like a lot of dudes at the time, like that were in relationships, were always like telling
Oversharing.
other people and oversharing a lot. Like like it's dope if you're in a relationship, cool, but like they would be like saying way too much, like way too many details, and sometimes, like to be honest, like if they had like photos or videos and stuff like that, like to be honest, like they would just like like show that, and it was like, and I always thought that was like the lamest, like I was about to cuss, but like the lamest thing ever. Like I always thought like that was super lame to do that, and like a lot of dudes did that, Sorry, so like I just remember that,
Yeah, like I had friends who were like, yo, I saw a picture of so and so. I was like, what?
Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, it was like Snapchat was like a thing, like especially back then, like kind of like the new app. I think it was like the new app when we were like sophomores or freshmen. So like a lot of stuff would get shared on there, and at the end, like like it wasn't cool to like do that, even if like to them, if it was like, oh, it's just a joke or it's just whatever, but like it was actually like really like
It was weird.
It was weird. It was like harmful, and like
An invasion.
yeah, it's like
Privacy.
super like goofy to do that, but high school was wild.
Right.
High school was a wild place, especially also because like you're confined. It's basically like you're in this little world for like 4 years with like a bunch of kids your age or a little bit older or a little bit younger. Let's not even talk about the seniors that was dating the freshmen.
Oh, that was crazy.
I didn't even talk about that. But like you're in there, it's like a cage damn near. Like it's like a little world, and you're just in there for 4 years with like the same people. It's kind of like prison. It's kind of like prison, but yeah, it's a wild experience. But,
Yeah.
but you also learn like a lot of stuff there. If you're able to like make it out sane. But yeah.
But like for real, some of those people like took it like way too far. Like it was just, I don't know. It was like, why are we like having competitions about who can lay with the most girls?
Right.
Like, it was crazy, and it was just not good. Like not okay. Like it's just not okay at all. I don't know.
It's not a video game.
And like how you were saying, because you're stuck with the same 4 people. You in high school, I feel like you know everyone's like dating business,
Right.
Like you knew every couple's fight, and like you knew what went down.
And you didn't even know those people.
You wouldn't know, like out of nowhere, one of your friends would be like, "Hey, did you hear what happened to so and so?" And they would go into like full on details because no one cared, and like everyone knew, and that is insane to me.
That is.
Like what?
Like, all y'all nosy. We're all nosy.
It's like, and like it just like gets, since like you're in there and like you got to go back the next day and like the next day for like the next 4 years, like it's like a little world. And you're in there, and like when you're in there, to any high schoolers watching this, you think like that's it, like as far as like your reality goes. But then as soon as high school's over, everybody just goes and just disperses, and like, you know, everybody just goes and does their own thing, and like you like probably don't see like 95% of the people you saw in high school anymore.
Probably even more.
Or more. Yeah. You just don't see them anymore. So like it's also, you know,
Right.
there's more out there. If you're out there in high school right now going through it, there's more out there, you know.
But, you know, actions do have consequences. So whatever went down in high school, you know, they have consequences, whether that's in like a good or a bad way. I don't know.
I had like I had friends who like ended up like becoming like basically like parents, like when I was like, you know, when we were like really young, like freshman, sophomore type.
Even middle school.
And yeah, and even in like some middle school, and like, you know, it's like one day we're just, like we're gonna go to the soccer tryouts or whatever, right? Or like we're gonna go to cross country practice, and then like the next day it's like you don't see them anymore. Like you don't see them anymore, or they're like, you hear about this and then you just don't see them and stuff. And like, you know, it's also like, that's when it gets really like serious, you know? And what's it called? Yeah, it's like life changing, you know? Like life changing stuff can happen as well, you know?
That's why sex ed is important. Sex education in schools is really important.
Pay attention.
Right. Oh, did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, and sometimes honestly, your parents are right. Don't date, because that was something that my parents very stressed a lot.
And that became even more truer in college. Wow, it manifested.
Well, but don't forget, we also went through COVID, and
Right.
so I feel like, you know, that kind of stumped our senior year when we were supposed to have fun,
Right.
But what was it, second year in college when we got back to go on campus, but it was still different because social distancing, so interacting was definitely very different.
Right. And we went to like a very small college. Like we went to a university like 20 minutes away from here. So we all live in our houses still, right? And there's no dorms, right? And so like the party scene, non-existent, right? And yeah, that very first year of our college experiences were on Zoom. So we really couldn't make any kind of real connections. And then we went in person, you know, social distancing, mask, all of that stuff first for that second year. And then third, fourth year, that's when it was kind of like back to normal, I guess. But like, even then, for me personally, the only people I would see in my college education classes were the other 19 girls and 2 boys that were studying to be teachers. So for like those last few years, like it wasn't like, you know, like it wasn't like my ocean was really big. Like I really like didn't have time to go up to any of like the social events at school. And I didn't really like get to meet anybody new. I couldn't even like wow, it was like back in middle school. I couldn't even make friends first. Like my first step, like I couldn't even make a lot of friends first. So I felt like the dating scene in college for me, even then, was like not at the forefront and not really like existent, like not important. You know, I don't know.
For me, it was like the other side of the spectrum. There was like 20 dudes.
Like 40 dudes.
40 dudes.
And like 3 girls. and 2 of them are engaged or like married. And then like one is already like, dating somebody. It's just like nobody.
I was a loner in college.
A loner?
Alone.
You had us.
Yeah.
You had us though. You weren't enough.
Point still stands.
We did have the same classes.
Oh yeah. No, we didn't. College. I don't know. Yeah, we went to like a small university, so like we didn't get to like have like the whole like big university dorm experience or whatever.
Like the one seen on media.
Right.
Yeah. What's it called? Like I did go to like a bunch of the school events, but that was like also not even like with like the goal of like dating. It was just for like I was like, damn, like I was like I want to make more friends and like just even like like it sucked just going to class, getting out and like leaving, so like I always try to like go to the events. I also had a friend who was very, very much on like the extrovert side, so he would always like drag me and be like, let's go get some food. But from that, like we got to like meet like a lot of like people and stuff like that. So it also just wasn't even like about dating at that point. It was just more about like building friendships and stuff like that. And like now to this day, like we still like get to hang out and like what's it called? Like we definitely like grown closer. Wait, is that the right word? We definitely gotten closer.
Grew closer?
Grew closer. Yeah, whatever. We gotten closer like after like college. So at the end, like, it was still like worth it.
You're still in college, Pame. Give us your POV.
Unfortunately. Well, I started college at 18, and when I think of 18, I think about the fact that my mom got married at 18, and that makes me wonder, like, how did she do it? Because ain't no way I'm doing that right now. But for me, college, honestly, I just want to go to college, get the degree, and get out. I'm not focused on any relationships right now. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of, like, college students. They just want to get that degree. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like for me right now, like, relationships aren't at the forefront of my mind. I think I also, like, harbor some emotions from the high school thing. I think I haven't healed from that, but that's a different story. But yeah, no. I mean, college, I try to make friends, but no romance, because the Mac classes don't let me.
Real. You're too locked in.
Too locked in.
And I think it's also like easy because of the university we go to. Like it's so small. Like I'm telling you, it's small. So really, like everybody who goes there, they are locked in, right? And also, well, I was going to say, isn't the population like a little bit older than the average? I don't know. Maybe it's changed.
Maybe.
But I feel like a lot of the students were older too.
I think so, yeah.
Right?
I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, plays a factor too, I guess. I don't know.
I was like, wait, I thought you were my age. And they're like, no, I'm like this age. I was like, oh, dang.
Right.
Married and have kids.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, we were all too locked in and trying to make friends. Some of us succeeded. Some of us didn't.
Some of us are still looking.
But now that we're like post-college grad, right? It's not like we can say we're locked in because now we're just getting our money up. Right, Jair?
Trying to lock in, yes.
That's our thing. We are trying to get our money up. That's not an excuse. But I don't know. I feel like post-college, like, right? So now, like, we got our careers and all that, and like, sure, I guess the workplace is somewhere you can find a relation. Not in my case, but I don't know. I've talked about this with people before, right? And they're like, well, the number one response is always like, get on those dating apps. And I'm like, dating apps?
That's such a scary word.
I know. My phone doesn't even have storage to download another app off the app store. Like, what do you mean? But I don't know. I feel like, again, with like the way that my brain is wired, like I just want that friends to lovers trope. Like I cannot move to the relationship level if we are not friends first. Like that just can't happen. And I feel like with dating apps, it's so hard to do that and follow that because, I mean, the dating apps, you're on there because the end goal is a relationship, right? And I know I've heard people say, well, like, you can go on the dating apps and, you know, go to these dates with the thinking of like, well, we're just going to be friends. But even then, like, I feel like the foundation is on a dating app. Like, so like I don't know, like it just doesn't feel organic. It just doesn't feel organic. And I struggled a lot with that. And I feel like dating apps aren't really like my thing.
I agree. But I also can't go out there and just organically meet someone because I only spent my time at Barnes. Am I going to meet someone at Barnes? Maybe, but there's like 0 to no chance.
Yeah,
if you know,
go to the Barnes and Noble, y'all, you'll find her there.
Yes, you will. But for me, this goes back to romanticizing like books and movies. I wanted enemies to lovers. And then I was like, wait, academic rivals. But you know what? That requires me going back to school. So let's pause that. But yeah, dating apps are scary. And, you know, people say like, well, try it. But
I also feel like it's dating apps because I have like cousins that use it and stuff. I feel like it's just really fast paced and it's like really quick to judge. Like, oh, I don't like this about him. I don't like this about him.
But for some people, it works wonders. It works great. I've heard those success stories, right? On social media. Like I've read those success stories. I've heard those success stories. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. That is
my cousin's like, I found the one, y'all.
Was it?
It's a work in progress. I
think. Next update.
We're praying
on the
for
next
him.
update. You're praying for your brother.
Someone that you could settle down with.
He's good. He just has to wait for it.
I think so. I mean, he also. I'll leave it at that.
I feel like I always look back on like the stories my mom told me of how when she first got with my dad. And I feel like that I'm so caught up on the fact that like theirs was so, like you said, organic and natural. And like maybe it helped that it was a small town. Maybe that had something to do with it. But I feel like the dating scene here with us right now, it's like so different. And I just don't think I'm built for that.
Right. Because sometimes I'm like, should I move? Like,
is the location the problem? But yeah, I agree with you. If it's gonna happen, I want it to be natural. I don't want it to be like dating apps to me are they seem so scary and so like
inauthentic.
Yes, like you're literally swiping to see someone who fits your perfect ideal.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, to me, like I understand that some people like that's how some people want to like go around it. But to me, I feel like if you like someone, you'd look past their flaws and like, you know, work something out. And so I feel that like route, that journey, I want to like go through that and like experience that. And I feel like that's not something you can do on dating apps. Or maybe you can, and I just don't know how to work them. I don't know. Maybe I'm the problem. I feel like it's just super different from like what I've been exposed to by my parents. That it's just like, it sounds scary.
A lot of it too might be self-sabotage. Like a lot of it also just, you know, like Bama said, it just might be me. Maybe I'm the problem. But actually it's not, because guess what I learned? So I learned that back when I was born, right? My little umbilical cord, right? My grandma buried it without my mom letting me know. Without my mom being told that this was happening, right? They did it behind her back. My grandma buried my little umbilical cord in the ground so that I wouldn't be like hopping in a relationship like every so often. And so that is some witchcraft thing to me. I don't know. And now that I've learned this, because I recently learned this, I feel like that explains everything. So explains why I've never been satisfied.
What's it called? Yeah, I feel like now that I'm like, you know, or like as of like recently, like, you know, I'm kind of just more into like the idea of like not even just like trying to like so much date as much as I get to like actually like know somebody. So that's kind of just what like for me is personally taking off like a lot of like the pressure off things. Because it's just about at the end of the day, like, you know, you build up all these like ideas in your head of like, oh, I really want to go for him, but like, you know, like, at the end, that's just, at least in my case, it was just like I was like you said, kind of like idolizing this thing where, you know, I wasn't focusing on like what matters the most, which is like getting to know them and actually seeing if like, you know, you truly like can like mesh well together, you know. On the dating app side, like, yeah, I have friends who are like, you know, feel kind of like lost in that end right now because it's like they're like, all I do is work and I get home and I go to the gym, and so they're like, I have like no time to like meet girls and stuff, other than like in dating apps or in like, you know, another world where they're like, you know, bars and stuff like that, you know. So like they're like, you know, what's it called? Like it makes them frustrated, you know. So I'm like, damn, like, you know, like that sucks. But like at the same time, you know, I try to tell them like, hey man, like, you know, like I don't know. I feel like dating apps at the end, yeah, if they don't work for you, like don't try to force things, you know. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. Like, don't try to force
the
things.
societal pressures.
Yeah, it's like don't try to force like a relationship, you know. Like there is somebody out there.
Forced love is the worst love.
Yeah, forced love is like the worst love. There you go, Jair. Yep. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think also like another, at least for me, I don't know, another like big point as to why like, I don't know, dating right now like isn't really like if it were to happen, sure, you know, I'd totally embrace it, but if it's not, I'm also okay with it because my like ideas or like what I wanted in a relationship back then are so different from what I want from them now. And I feel like I saw this great TikTok this morning where it was like, the girl was saying that she has built like her life in a way where like, you know, she has a job, she has her own place, she loves her family, her friends are amazing, like she finds fulfillment in things other than like people, you know, like in her hobbies and whatnot. And she has this peace that she goes to sleep with every night. And she is looking for somebody who can make that peace even like peaceful, you know, like can, what's the word? Can enforce that peace or can like, just, you know, like keep it peaceful and not like actively like destroy the peace or whatever. So I feel like that's kind of what I'm looking for, I guess, right now. Like, because I've also like built this piece too that like I don't want to disrupt, and like this like independence too, and like I don't know, and I feel like if I were to add a partner to the mix, like I want them to also just, I don't know, like add on to it, you know, like I don't like, and if not, like that's okay. You know.
Yeah, I also saw somewhere where it's like who your significant other isn't your whole identity.
Right, yeah. And I feel like back then I was more focused on the like idolizing aspect, you know, like I want them to idolize me as much as I'm going to idolize them, kind of thing, which obviously is not healthy. So that's how my views have changed, have shifted.
I feel like for me, they also have shifted, and sort of like alongside with yours, right? I want them to contribute to my happiness, because I feel like in high school, I was like, oh, I kind of have to change who I am to fit that person and make that person happy so they stay with me type of thing. And now it's like, no, what can you do for me?
I can relate.
What about you? Are you locked in?
Locked in for life. I think for me, of course it has changed. I mean, like, I feel like I've matured now and realized that, you know what, having a boyfriend isn't the only thing you should strive for in the world. There are other things that I want to do with my life. And if a boyfriend comes into the mix or a partner comes into the mix, then that's cool. But it'll have to work around everything else that I want to do, because that's not my focus. And they're not going to take away like what I've always aspired to become, because, you know, it doesn't fit their ideals. And also, like, stop comparing yourself to like social media relationships. Like, you don't know what goes behind there. Yeah, I think just find something that is simple and nice for me.
God's plan. God's plan. Can't try to force anything. So, you know, just right now working on being a better person, better human, and on the things that I love to do.
Instead of looking for the right person, become the right person.
Word.
Sorry for interrupting.
I think that's a good way. I think that's a great way to end it right there. So.
Well, hold on, because we got our call to action, which also ties into that. Like, do not fall into those societal pressures. Like, become the what?
What did I say? The right person.
Become the right person for yourself. Right? Be true to who you are and what you actually want. And take your time. What is it? That one saying, that one phrase where it's like everybody's on their own time path, time journey, time.
Their own road.
It's not a race.
There you go. Yeah. It's not a race. Hey, thanks.
It's a marathon.
All right, buddy.
Just, you know, don't be dating people for funsies, unless that's something you want to do. Then go ahead. But
just be safe.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be aware of the consequences.
Be aware of the consequences. Have a safe relationship, a safe and healthy relationship, for your own sake, please. Don't let
No one else like dictate your relationship, right? It's yours. Don't let your family, you know.
Set boundaries.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Set boundaries. And remember, we're all willing to date you.
Brought to you by the Charlitas founders.
Shout out to...
Thank you for the Inatai Foundation and Peace Health Community Fund for sponsoring this video.